Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Group Coaching with Wendy and Kathy. And we're so excited to be here with you today. Last time we started working on the early family paradigm. And today we are going to just back up a little bit. There's some more excavating to do. There's more that we can do to help you clear these blocks that you have and that we have that are keeping us from our goals. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do this today. And Kathy, I'm so excited that you get to lead us. I'm looking forward to what you have for us today. So we are just going to continue this journey, and it's okay to go a little back, a little forward, and just go where we need to go. So.
Yes, absolutely. You know, the great thing is that you really can't break it when you take the time to look inward. There's only benefit there.
Okay.
I really think that when you look at the tapping into wealth processes, it's beautiful that there's a system, a symmetry, there's steps, there's the known, and there's that sort of security that's built with a provable system. And yes, it's beautiful to move through the sequence. And there's a sequence in the sequence, if you can reach that far, in that when you go inward and you look to benefit yourself, the more you do that, the sequence of going out into the world and seeing what you can do, cause and effect, and then going inward and seeing where you can improve there, that becomes a very predictable and supported. I promote that as much as I promote the specific sequence of any program.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's that inner work that's going to, when the inner stuff clears, then the outer moves and shines brighter. And
Yes, and tapping into wealth and the emotional freedom technique is such an incredible way to experiment, practice, work with that inner power that we get to start befriending more, naming more, exploring more, and steering, really adjusting and getting into the habit of being happy, getting into the habit of being excellent money managers, the habit of having awesome friends, relationships, clear boundaries, great, teams. So, backing up just a little bit, my name is Kathy Delamia. My business is called Quality Coach Kathy. Yes, because it's really important to me that quality be explored. There's degrees of quality, there's elements, and it's distinguishable. And I really think this work has a very powerful methodology to learn to distinguish the qualities of your experience, the aspects of your inner world. So I just love coaching and supporting one-on-one and small groups. Today we're going to be talking about income a bit. So we're kind of pulling out one area of money out of the money map. The money map is a beautiful diagnostic tool. It gives a lot of information about your body, mind, money association. And it gives some indicators of what area of money you might want to work more on. And then we move on to some more past experiences in the early money paradigm, and the aqueous. No, what was the word again?
I think we talked about aqueous.
The aqueous nature of a paradigm. So some of that material is yet to be explored. But today, Wendy, let's talk income. Okay. Before we start, we want to ground ourselves. So take a nice deep breath. Get your feet flat on the floor. It's always good to take that moment of present body awareness whenever you notice you're not there, which is a lot of the time, truthfully.
For me, it is.
But it's particularly useful at the beginning of a new experience, the end of an experience.
Absolutely.
Helps the nervous system regulate.
All
right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about income. Why don't I have more money?
It's a really good question. Why don't I have more money?
Now, isn't that, and the mind will answer the question almost immediately. Right? Why don't I? Well, blah, 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 da, da, da. Yeah, you almost fill it in. So sometimes it's okay to reframe it, but we're going to ask it that way because we want all that material to come up right away. You know why you don't have enough income. Some part of you has the answer and is living it. Otherwise, that just wouldn't happen. You would have enough income, and there would be no trigger. There would be no truth to the statement. There would be no emotional response. So
there's definitely an emotional response to that question.
Yes.
Definitely. I feel it. I'm like,
yes. And yes, there are those who don't have emotional response to that. And we all are seeking to move in that direction because we can tell that that particular emotional response is a resistant, a drag, a difficulty, a pain, and we start naming it and pulling out the narrative of the details for ourselves. And then we're going to turn down the stress response, turn down the emotional connection so that we're all more really free to think income and why don't I have more money? And the question really is, how much more money am I going to make today?
This week, this month.
It's free. Yeah. It's free.
How can I do this?
Yes. And what's so powerful about doing this is it becomes a measurable result, which people like, measurable results, but it also becomes metaphorical. In that if you feel that more money, if you feel that income freedom, that's more regularly, more consistently, more as a habit, your income can't help but follow. Okay. So we're going to start with a little bit of testing. Now, hopefully some materials already coming up for you and for people. So let's get a little capture of it or a snapshot of it. So if you have a pen and paper, you might want to use that. I definitely will take a couple notes.
I do.
So thank you, Wendy, for being an example and a courageous participant in giving voice to your own details. Because even though income is so universal, everyone deals with it, it feels really personal.
It does. Because it's my income. It's what I'm receiving.
It's the way that I contribute. It's what I think other people think of me in a lot of ways. Am I enough? Do I do enough? Have I done enough?
Am I able?
Am I able? Am I capable? Have I earned it? Am I worthy, deserving?
Yep.
And these run into a lot of programs around what is money worth? What do rich people do? What do poor people do? We've picked up along our trail around what's worth paying for? Why are football players worth more than teachers?
Mm-hmm.
And how does that integrate into your nervous system as a teacher?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The messages of that we start telling ourselves, and the associated neurological response, the emotion, the chemical, the habitual body vibe,
mm-hmm.
the feeling in our organs.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where we want the power of shift to show up. Mm-hmm. Is we want to, in our body, feel more relaxed, more at peace, more resourced, more happy.
Yeah.
Right? And the circumstances too, of course, the circumstances too, but when we can affect it emotionally, we've got a lot of power.
Yeah, you're talking about this, and my mind is going back and forth to the early money paradigm. You know, the early family paradigm, and what does the family say about money? How, what got downloaded into the nervous system during those early years about money? And that's what's going in my nervous system.
Yeah. About worthiness to receive income for activity. Mm-hmm. And no doubt, most of us are programmed with hours for dollars. It's almost unrefutable for most of us, our minds, our bodies gripped to, I have to understand how many hours of work
mm-hmm.
doing XYZ that I understand doing, will it earn me this amount of money, mm-hmm. which is a whole nother tapping session to break up that our time and our money are so closely linked that so it's very powerful to take some time to investigate these things. Okay, deep dive into Wendy. Take a moment, close your eyes. Take a picture in your mind of your income. Maybe it's an annual income. Maybe it's a monthly income, what you understand it to be. And take a look at it and then say either out loud or to yourself, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. And then either with your eyes open or closed, give me a scale of how true is it? 10 being absolutely true.
Yeah, it's a 10 right now. It's absolutely not enough. And I feel like there's a scale, as I've done this work, I've upped my income goal, and so what used to be enough isn't enough anymore.
Yes. And we celebrate progress.
Yes.
We celebrate progress right here, Wendy.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the great uses of group coaching and one-on-one coaching is the moment it's ripe and we can celebrate it. I like to say that once a mind is expanded, it never contracts, right? If you've ever heard this idea. Once you have an idea, you can never not have that idea again.
It's there, right?
It's there. Once you know how to read, right? Unless
ride a bicycle,
right? Like, think about the power that is, like, you never go back from, really, like that concept.
Okay.
It's also applicable to a wallet. Once you earn more money, you get used to feeling that and the likelihood of contraction. See? So we want to kind of play with that. Celebrate progress.
Yeah, so it's like being in a job and then you go to another job, you don't want to make less than what you did.
No.
You want to make the same or more than
No.
what you did. It's you can't go back.
Yeah.
And if you do, it's really hard.
Yeah, you feel it. You
Absolutely.
feel the contraction, and we like the expansion. We like
Yes.
going, we want to go for more.
Yep.
So when we have it's true, it's not enough, and your experience with this, you've refined the capacity to feel the qualities, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still true, it's not enough. We want more.
Right. Absolutely.
And
It's
that
true.
could range for people from
Mhm.
absolutely desperate around their basic needs.
Yeah.
Right? And not enough at that level is not enough. Or it could be absolutely true, not enough at, I really want my house paid for instead of a mortgage.
Right. I want to have an inheritance from my children.
Yeah.
Those types of, yeah.
But go back into it. Close your eyes, take a moment, breathe in, look at your income, see it, and feel the 10 of it is not enough. It's true. It's not enough. My income is not enough. Can you say, test the statement, my income is not enough?
My income is not enough.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
a
right.
10 for sure.
Good. So we're going to do some tapping for most of the rest of our time together.
Okay.
So we're going to see if we can get this down. We're going to start on the karate chop.
Okay.
You can mute and echo. You can echo with your voice. I would love your voice if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Yep.
And then for people watching, of course, you can change the words. Sometimes I kind of change the words off the script.
Yep.
This is right out of Margaret Lynch's Tapping into Wealth book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also on our money map video that we did a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Okay, even though the truth is, I try to be positive.
Even though the truth is, I try to be positive.
This number is not enough.
This number is not enough.
And I really feel that.
And I really feel that. It's a 10 for me right now.
Maybe I feel it in my stomach.
Maybe I feel it in my stomach.
Maybe I feel it in my head.
Maybe I feel it in my head.
I definitely feel it in the story around my money and why I can't earn it.
I definitely feel it in my story and why I'm not earning that right now.
It's a little depressing.
It's really depressing sometimes.
It's scary.
It is scary.
It's hopeless.
It's hopeless.
And I feel disappointed.
And I feel disappointed.
I totally honor all these real feelings.
I totally honor all of these real feelings.
And I am open to healing them because this is a conflict.
And I'm open to healing them because this is a conflict.
Even though this money just isn't enough.
Even though this money just isn't enough.
And I'm going to accept all my awful feelings about this.
And I'm going to accept all of my awful feelings about this.
This hopeless feeling, this shame, this disappointment.
This hopelessness and shame and disappointment.
This fear.
This fear.
Shouldn't I be ashamed and afraid?
Shouldn't I be ashamed and afraid?
Shouldn't I feel disappointed?
Shouldn't I feel disappointed?
Oh my God, what if it never changes?
What if this never changes?
Sorry.
Ah!
Every time I come to that one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that's in the script because it never changes.
But listen to my voice. What if it never changes? It's how I feel. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I am really feeling the pain of money.
I am really feeling the frustration and the pain of money.
Even though my money just isn't enough.
Even though my money just isn't enough.
And I'm just not earning enough. And that is the truth.
And I'm just not earning enough. And that is the truth.
I honor who I am anyway.
I honor who I am anyway.
And all this heavy emotion about money.
And all this heavy emotion around money. No wonder we don't talk about it.
Feels disappointing, depressing. It is a battle.
It feels disappointing and depressing, and it is a battle.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go through the points.
Okay, me too.
Yeah. This feeling in my body.
This feeling in my body.
Oh, I don't want to look at this.
I don't want to look at this.
My income just isn't enough.
My income just isn't enough.
I try to be positive.
I try to be positive.
I've been being positive for years.
I have been being positive for years.
And it's still not enough.
And it's still not enough.
It hasn't ever been enough.
It hasn't ever been enough. But that was okay earlier, for some reason.
And I've worked with it.
And I've worked with it.
And sometimes it's scary.
And sometimes it's really scary.
And it can feel hopeless.
And it can feel hopeless. Impossible.
And I can feel a lot of shame.
And I can feel a lot of shame. Because I'm not good enough.
Panic.
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 Panic. When those bills comes up, there's panic.
Panic. Fear.
And fear.
Depression.
Depression.
Anger.
Anger. So much anger at times at myself.
Every time I think about money.
Every time I think about money.
Every time I see my income.
Every time I see my income.
And it's really hard to be grateful.
And it's really hard to be grateful.
When I feel so bad.
When I feel so bad.
It's just not enough.
It's just not enough. It's not enough.
Take a nice deep breath. Now, either in your mind or on the paper, take a look at your income. And it still may seem true, but remeasure how intense your feelings and reactions are now.
So it's not enough. It's not enough. It is still true, but it feels more like a 7. Like there's a little bit of possibility in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is better.
It is better.
Which is better.
There's less fear, less disappointment, and a little more hope.
Yeah.
So
I remember doing this on the money map and thinking it really is a good place to do 2 rounds of tapping before bringing in the positive.
Absolutely.
That karate chop segment really does stir a good amount up. And then the relief of the nervous system,
The karate chop point is acknowledging the problem and saying, I accept myself anyways.
Yes.
So it's taking that real negative thing and combining it with acceptance of self.
Honoring that I have these feelings.
Yes.
Honoring that they are there, that they do affect me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Instead of pushing it down, just ignoring it and saying, that's not true, that's not true. Mm-hmm. Somehow I'll figure this out.
And the piece around, I've been positive for years. Like, we just keep trying at our income. We just keep trying at our income. And this tapping gives the nervous system, gives the subconscious mind, gives the operating system a little space to say, you don't have to keep pushing. You can relax a little bit and have it be not enough.
Like the emotion attached to it's not enough is
it's soothed so that you can hold it a little bit differently. Hold it with hope. Like, and I've been doing good. It brings an and.
And yes.
It brings an and into the body, into the mind, into the issue, that in this case, income. You know, you can feel fear and hope.
Fear and hope.
About the income.
Yeah. Fear and hope around the income.
Yeah. You can feel anger, you know, and you let that anger up around the income and soothe the mammalian mind, soothe the nervous system.
Yeah.
Don't have to be
keep tapping, Kathy.
Yes, tell the body, don't have to feel depressed about the income anymore.
Don't have to feel depressed about the income.
Yeah.
Don't have to feel unable
the body's like,
about the income.
It's a habit. It's the body's habit. So to tap and relieve and then feel better. I feel more hopeful. I feel...
So I like that analogy of the old tape recorder that's running and running and running. And this process is breaking that and saying, I can think something new. So retraining the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Hope. And.
So we're going to do another script to reframe how we feel about money.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up.
Excellent.
Okay. So this one really is a support to keep that nervous system relaxing and start introducing some more inspirational, positive affirmation words into our experience as well. So even though my income still isn't enough.
Even though my income still isn't enough.
And I'm totally open to the millions of ways money can show up for me.
And I am totally open to the millions of ways that money could now show up for me.
Even though this isn't what I want it to be.
Even though this isn't what I want it to be.
I recognize in the present moment that I am just looking at a result on paper from my past.
Okay, so I recognize in the present moment that I'm just looking at a result on paper from my past.
But in this present moment.
I
am a powerful manifester.
I am a powerful manifester.
So I am changing my vibration about money.
I am changing my vibration around money.
I am totally open to all the ways money can start showing up for me.
I am totally open to all the ways that money can start showing up for me.
To allow more money into my life, I am now attracting.
To allow more money into my life, I am now attracting
Ideas, inspirations,
ideas and inspirations,
actions, people,
actions and people,
circumstances,
circumstances,
anything I need to allow money to show up for me.
anything I need to allow money to show up for me.
I am opening my vibration about money by saying yes.
I am opening my vibration around money by saying yes.
One simple word.
One simple word.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes to money all day long.
I'm going to say yes to money all day long.
We're going to tap through the points.
Okay.
Looking at money used to make me angry.
Looking at money used to make me angry and sad,
Or fearful or depressed.
fearful, depressed.
Now I look at money
Now I look at money
and I just say yes.
and I just say yes.
I actually love receiving money.
I actually love receiving money for my work.
It's really fun to get money.
It is fun to get money.
I actually am grateful for all the money that I have right now.
And I am grateful for all the money I have right now.
I am really grateful for all the money I have right now.
I am really grateful for all the money I have right now.
I am now open
I am now open
to receiving any kind of legal money.
to receiving any kind of legal money.
I am saying yes
I am saying yes
to all sorts of forms of money.
to all sorts of forms of money.
Cash,
Cash, beautiful.
checks,
Checks are good.
PayPal,
PayPal,
charge,
charge,
gold bullion.
gold bullion. Woohoo!
I put that one in. That one isn't in the script.
I like it.
But it should be.
It should be in there, yeah.
I am saying yes to money.
I am saying yes to making money.
A whole new vibration about money.
A whole new vibration around money.
I am letting go of fear and depression.
I am letting go of fear and depression.
And I'm letting go of shame and anger.
And I'm letting go of shame and anger.
And I am now allowing
And I'm now allowing
the real me
the real me
to resonate with money.
to resonate with money.
I really love money.
I love money.
It's fun because I'm good at what I do.
It's fun because I am good at what I do.
I really love earning money.
I love earning money.
I love what I do.
I love what I do.
And I'm really good at it.
And I'm really good at it.
And now I'm open to receiving
And now I'm open to receiving
with one simple word.
with one simple word.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying yes to money.
I am saying yes to money.
I'm saying yes to money all day long.
I'm saying yes to money all day long.
When I go to sleep,
When I go to sleep,
yes to money.
yes to money.
Even when I'm dreaming,
Even when I'm dreaming,
I'm saying yes to money.
I'm saying yes to money.
I love this vibration.
I love this new vibration.
I love the vibration of receiving.
I love the vibration of receiving.
I am now receiving and welcoming
I am now receiving and welcoming
more money into my home.
more money into my home.
into my business,
into my business,
right into my hands.
right into my hands.
And I'm so curious how this money will show up.
And I'm so curious how this money will show up.
And I'm really feeling excited and grateful for more money to show up.
And I'm starting to feel excited about more money showing up.
Yes,
Grateful.
to money.
Yes to money.
Thank you for money.
Thank you for money.
Open to receiving money.
Open to receiving
All the way through me.
all the way through me.
Body, mind, and soul.
Body, mind, and soul and nervous system.
Take a nice deep breath.
Wow.
I feel tingly.
All the way through?
I feel tingly.
I do too. The backs of my legs and my back and up into my head, I feel tingly.
I feel tingly.
The energy moving, the yawning.
It's a very inspiring.
I got enough sleep.
More inspiring scripts. I mean, she's got Margaret Lynch has a lot of scripts out there.
Yeah, she does.
And of course, people are always welcome to create their own. When you can flow with your own words while you're tapping, it can be very, very powerful. But there is a nice zone that can happen with the script and the call and the response.
Yeah.
I know from my experience as a client, it's been so wonderful at points just to be the response.
Yeah.
You know, when the words are pretty darn accurate and you can feel that kind of pop of awareness moving. Right. It's wonderful movement.
It is. It's amazing movement.
It's wonderful movement.
And just as an encouragement, there's so many ways you can use this tapping.
Yes.
You can do it in your car while you're driving, in the shower, while you're drifting off to sleep. There's just so many times of the day that we can do this and bring down that nervous system response.
Yes.
Bring in the positive and the hope and so it's it's an awesome tool.
It's amazing. It's an incredible tool. And the system of it,
mm-hmm.
with the testing, with the courage to feel into it, and then the willingness to make some connections, tune down the
mm-hmm.
nervous response, that becomes its own predictable delivery system where you can say, wow, I'm noticing in the moment depression, fear, a discomfort of any kind,
mm-hmm.
and tap on it.
So that just made me think of, I would rate it again right now. So it's not enough. And it is true. Again, it's true. It's still true. It hasn't changed. It's still not enough. But my emotional response to it is, I'd say it's more like a 2 right now. That's the measurement from a 10 to a 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Really powerful, Kathy. Really powerful.
And for me, I haven't been measuring it along the way, but there's a part in this script that activated a question around I love what I do, which I truly do. Like that was spot on true for me.
Yeah.
But not everyone can feel spot on true.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings us to that connection of hours for dollars.
Yeah.
That you have to like your job for money.
Right.
And there is work that can be done around, if you don't like your job, getting a job that you might like better.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly strategic, makes sense.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But there's also a way to karate chop, even though I don't like my job, I still deserve to be paid well and have enough money.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we'll use all kinds of excuses not to receive.
Mm-hmm. Made me think of when I worked in the school district. there's a scale. You start when you come in, this is how much you get paid, and it's a little range. And then as you go up each step, there's a range. And why is it that somebody else can be doing the same job as me and get paid more? Is it just that they've been there longer? No, that's not always true.
No.
Why? But when I have broken down these emotional ties, right? So when I've said, I don't have the fear anymore. So my fear was a 10, now it's a 2. Well, maybe I can step up myself in my job, in what I do, and get recognized.
And really, on a subtle level, your presence, your attitude, the infusion of attitude into the actions that you take at work. They could be the same actions,
right,
but they are different because you're different.
So a true story, when I worked in the school system as a paraprofessional, I didn't get paid a lot, and we would occasionally have meetings, right? So I might be in a meeting with 5, 10, 20 other people, but even in those smaller meetings, I refused, I would say, to speak up. So I had this fear in me of speaking up, and that fear isn't there anymore. So I'm not at the school anymore, but I met a previous coworker a few weeks ago out at the farmer's market, and I saw in myself this new boldness to speak to her. And it was kind of surprising in a really happy and helpful way, because it's like, I'm not the same person that I was.
Yeah.
So I've broken down some of those things, and
And that's a beautiful personal example of where you being a woman, many women might have some similar program around speaking up. But this kind of tapping and this kind of inner work works on balancing all parts of us. So it's equally possible someone, and I could probably put myself in this category, who has a tendency to bowl through and push in response to these ties, in response to this program, right? That because the program might say, you got to speak up, you got to do it, you got to be powerful in this way, still doesn't get the effect, still doesn't get the income or the need met, but the soothing of the nervous system,
right,
the activation of a possible different response still works for balancing. And that's where the resourcefulness starts coming from, right?
Yes.
That's where the inspiration comes from. That's where we start feeling in our zone and our flow, because people who are holding back, they're not feeling free. People who are pushing and fighting, they're not feeling free either, truthfully.
But somebody who's sitting in their personal power and their charisma is going to have a totally different response.
Totally
different response. People look at you and they're like, there's something about you. And, you can see people out there that you look at and you say that this person really has charisma. Look how successful they are.
The authenticity, the embodiment, the mission has more space to move through the system.
Yep, absolutely. So excellent job, Kathy. That was fabulous. And I'm glad to see you're drinking your water, because our bodies are electrical, right? And so we need that lubrication to keep the energy moving. Just a real practical note.
Well, I think we might have a blockbuster with this one, Wendy. This might be our YouTube video that brings us into stardom.
Let's put it out there.
It's been a real pleasure to work with you, as always. The material is beautiful. I feel honored to be in this conversation in the world.
Yes, thank you so much, Kathy. It is amazing work. The processes are themselves worth worth the money.
Gold bullion.
Yeah, the gold bullion. And
Right.
so we just invite you who've joined, who followed us today. We have other videos out there on YouTube. Mine is wendylfisher.com, which is my website and my YouTube channel. And join us. Join us there if you'd like to go deeper with this work. We're both available for one-on-one coaching because this is the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And Kathy, I know you have more for us next week, more excavating, more clearing, more digging. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing, but it's along these lines and it's going to be good. So join us on our Friday group coaching, on our YouTube channels, on our Facebook pages, wherever you can find us.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, hit like and hit subscribe. So thanks for being with us today. See you next time. Bye.